at the highest levels of the federal government. I know her love for our island, her deep belief that my fellow veterans are an abiding priority, and I know we can trust her with our future. Join me, vote for Ginger Cruz for Congress. Si Juus Maarsley.
I'm Ginger Cruz. I approve this message, and I humbly ask for your vote.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. New Jeep Gladiators up to $7,000 off now at Cars Plus. Named the best vehicle for adventure in 2024. Get your Jeep Gladiator today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
A local elementary school is targeted by vandals over the weekend. Authorities asking the community for help to catch the culprits. Plus, the preliminary results are in for the second round of the KUAM News General Election Poll. Find out who are some of the potential top vote getters.
Today is the last day for voters to cast their ballots early. I'm Mitsuki Hariyama with the latest numbers and more from the Guam Election Commission.
Good evening in Hafaday, Guam. I'm Jason Salas. This is KUAM News Primetime, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, unfortunate news tonight is a 79-year-old woman was rushed to the hospital after a reported possible drowning in Tuman. Units with GFD responded to the beachside behind the Dusatani just before 11 a.m. Medics arrived to find that CPR was being administered on the woman after a lifeguard pulled her to shore. She was not breathing and lacked a pulse. Medics rushed her to GMH with advanced life support on board. Her condition has not at this time been released. In education news now, a local elementary school was trashed over the weekend. Employees at Carbolito Elementary found this site when they arrived on campus this morning. GPD was called to the campus in Barragata to investigate, with GDOE confirming 5 classrooms were vandalized. The suspects smashed school interactive whiteboards, shattered windows, and trashed the classrooms with paint, glitter, and even sprayed the fire extinguisher. There have at this time been no reports of anything missing from the campus. GDOE is asking them for help to catch the culprits. If you have any information about this or any other case, please call Guam Crime Stoppers. Elsewhere tonight, the work is now complete for the governor's school opening readiness team. The Magahaga held a press conference at Adelup today with her education advisor, Dr. Judy Wanpat, as well as directors from DPW and Parks and Rec and the Deputy General Manager for Port Operations. The announcement comes after 18 schools were delayed in opening on time due to safe and health concerns. Governor Lulian Guerrero recalled the concerns aired by parents, which is when multiple GovGuam agencies were gathered to work and fix the campuses.
Every day, work was being done. We then finally opened the last school in September, the end of September? October 9th. We finally got the Inalahan Middle School. And so now, as a result, our kids are back to school. We also are working closely with the GDOE to see how we can help in any way to maintain these safe schools. And there are many work that needs to be done. And I just would ask our parents and our children to work with us, and our public officials, our leaders, to work with us to try and help the Guam Department of Education maintain its maintenance of the schools and to continue on so that we can continue to have a safe educational environment.
You can stream the press conference in full by checking out the governor's Facebook page. She is on Facebook at GovLuGuam. Well, sticking with education, a delayed start to the school year. Campuses getting low scores from health inspectors and student enrollment dropping. It's a reality faced by the largest department in the government of Guam. That would be the Guam Department of Education. So, have conditions gotten any better? We could find out soon, as Superintendent Dr. Ken Swanson is set to deliver his State of Education to the public on Tuesday afternoon. In that speech, it's expected to be held at the GDOE office in Tidzin at 3 in the afternoon. It's just about a week now until Super Tuesday arrives, and ahead of that, KUAM has released the preliminary results of our online poll. Now, an important note, the results of the online poll are not scientific, and they are not an accurate predictor of the actual election poll outcome. Polls reflect the opinions of a sample population at a specific moment and may not account for variables such as voter turnout or last-minute shifts in public opinion. Of course, they are online. Now, it's a matter of participating just as you would in the election process, and they are only based on the more than 4,500 votes made in the first week. So far in the congressional delegate race, preliminary poll results show incumbent Jim Moylan in the lead with better than 74% of the respondents. Candidate Ginger Cruz is at 25.3%. In the senatorial race, it gives you an idea of which candidate has the most voters participating. Again, you can decide how much and how often you want to support your candidate. The top 15 from most votes in the preliminary race from number 1 on down are, as you see on your screen, Jesse Anderson Lujan, Tello Taitigui, Therese Atta, all three of them incumbents, Tony Atta, a former senator himself, along with Vice Speaker Tina Rose Munya-Barnes, Joe San Augustine, Chris Barnett, all of them incumbents, Vince Borja, Sabrina Salas Matanani, the former broadcaster, Frank Blas Jr., Sean Gumatautau, another former member of our team, as well as you can see the top 15 there, as well as the remainder of the senatorial race. The preliminary results for the candidate taking the 16th spot include Sabina Perez, Angela Santos, Tom Fisher, Joanne Brown, Dwayne St. Nicholas, Vic Gaza, William Payne, Dave Crisostomo, and Dave Duenas. All right, here you see on your screen right now the preliminary results in our online poll with, again, 4,544 results show that the Donald Trump and James Vance poll presidential team have better than 70% of the vote. Of course, Guam's vote does not count. We ask that for your opinion on this as it does appear on the ballot. Make sure to register to vote with gec.guam.gov. All right, there is, as I said, you have one more week to vote, and tonight more than 5,000 ballots were casted as the early voting period came to an end ahead of the general election. Is it expected to be quite the busy week for the Guam Election Commission as they now prepare for Super Tuesday? Matsuki Hirayama has details.
I'm here to vote early. I actually just finished. I voted.
A last-minute rush of voters showing up at the polls on the final day of early voting ahead of the November 5th general election.
The line didn't stop. We opened at 10 and the line hasn't stopped. It's been going on.
More than 5,000 voters already casting their ballots as of noon on Monday, according to Guam Election Commission Executive Director Maria Pangilinan.
We had 224 voters as of 12 o'clock. So we're up to over 5,000 have been served since October 14th. So we're looking forward to serving some more up until 6 o'clock tonight.
Barrigada resident Angelica Caput, one of many making sure her voice is heard.
I think just awareness in our younger generations to kind of be an example for our younger generations to come out and go vote. Yes. Vote counts.
And to ensure each vote does count, the GEC is expected to stay busy throughout the week and into the weekend as they prepare for Super Tuesday. Pangilinan says those manning the polls will meet on Tuesday afternoon.
We'll meet with them to make sure they understand what we're going to do for Tuesday, November 5th, their responsibilities, and they will pick up their supply bags right here. We'll have our meeting here at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Homebound voters at the hospitals will also begin to be serviced this week. She reminds patients to make sure to have their photo IDs ready. Plus, on Saturday, the GEC will conduct a training with tabulators, and a public test election for their machines will take place on Sunday.
Then on Tuesday at 4:30 in the morning, we will be at the office to load up the buses with the ballots, the ballot boxes, and the supply bags.
Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Well, early voting up north starts on Tuesday as voting for Rota, Saipan, and Tinian starts on October 29th until November 4th. Voters can head to the polls daily from 8:30 until 4, with the polling place for Saipan and the NMI at the Multi-Purpose Center. Rota voters can head to the DPS Command Building, and Tinian voters can cast their ballot at the Public Library. Commonwealth Election Commission Executive Director Kayla Igatol.
And if you already know that you're not going to be able to report to the polls on November 5th, take advantage of the early voting period.
Now, voters should bring a form of identification, as curbside voting is also available for the elderly and those with disabilities. Confined voting is available on Saipan for early voting and must be requested by noon. Confined voting for Rota and Tinian will be available on Election Day. Well, on November 5th, you can count on KUAM to bring you all of your decision election coverage between Guam and the CNMI. We'll hit the polls speaking with voters and bring you updates throughout the day with the latest news on our primetime newscast at 6. Once the polls close 2 hours later, we'll begin our live Decision 2024 coverage at 10 o'clock from Election Central at UOG. We'll bring you the results all night until the last ballot is tabulated. We'll also be at the camp speaking to the candidates and supporters until the last vote is in. Please remember to get out and cast your vote. Well, speaking of, here's a programming note. This week on The Hub, we have our final set of senatorials scheduled to appear in our Harmon studios. On the Republican ticket, incumbents Tom Fisher and Jesse Lujan, as well as newcomer Bistra Mendiola. Representing the Democrat Party, we've got incumbent Will Parkinson. Now, it's worth noting that the candidates who are not available to speak with voters are Vic Gaza, Speaker Therese Terlahi, and Senator Chris Barnett. The Hub airs Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. on Primetime. Well, after the news tonight, you'll be able to watch the Congressional Candidates Forum hosted by the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce, as well as our friends at the Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association. The Congressional Candidates Forum features Ginger Cruz and incumbent Jim Moylan, with participants in the Senatorial Candidates Forum being Senators Will Parkinson, Sabina Perez, first-time candidate Sean Gumatautau, candidate Dave Crisostomo, Senator Tom Fisher, the aforementioned Bistra Mendiola, and incumbent Senator Roy Canate. That is 6:30 tonight, right after the news on TV8. All right, please stay tuned. More primetime coming up after this.
Something is calling, and I can't help it. That's don't belong when there ain't no song. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when I make a move. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when let's take a break. There's no use. Let's see what's new. This is my mood when I make a move. This is my mood when
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Senator San Augustine was the driving force behind laws that delivered tangible benefits to Guam's community, including gas tax relief, GPA power credits, and tax exemptions for small businesses. If re-elected, you can expect him to work toward expanding programs for families, sound investments in local businesses, and fight to expand sustainable practices on Guam. Please vote Joe Shimizu San Augustine, number 4 Democrat, because Guam deserves strong leadership that works for you.
I am Joe Shimizu San Augustine. I approve this message and I humbly ask for your vote.
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. 2 chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. 2 all beef patties, 2 chicken patties, lettuce, 2 chicken patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, sesame seed bun. 2 delicious patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
It's not a Big Mac. It's the Chicken Big Mac. Get it while you can.
She's solid, she's substantive, she's well-informed, and she will make good decisions.
To work for the people of Guam, to improve the situation for individuals, working families, and the people of Guam. So please
vote for Sabrina Salas Matanani for Senator.
I humbly ask for your support.
And vote for Sabrina Salas Matanani.
I'm Sabrina Salas Matanani, and I humbly ask for your vote.
I'm Sabrina.
Welcome back, everybody. This is KUAM News Primetime once again. Well, as we reported over the weekend, longtime Chamorro historian Tony Malia Ramirez has passed away. The governor on Saturday, by way of a press release, described Ramirez as a cherished member of our island and a tireless protector of Chamorro heritage. Ramirez was an oral historian for the Department of Parks and Recreation's Historic Resources Division and had been with the agency for 23 years. In all, she has over 31 years of service with GovGuam. DPR Director Angel Sablan, saddened by her passing, says, quote, "Her vast knowledge of Guam's different historical periods was a priceless resource, not only for our agency, but for the whole community." She was truly an ambassador of Guam, representing the island in countless off-island meetings and conferences, as well as those held locally, regarding Guam's culture, as well as hundreds of schools' presentations over the last several decades. By way of a statement that he made, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio said, "Malia had an extraordinary way of making history feel personal, helping us see in ourselves in the generations that came before, reminding us that we are part of something much greater than ourselves." The loss of Malia Ramirez is deeply felt, but her legacy will live on in the countless lives that she touched. Well, we move on now on our primetime rundown as best we can, as a new inter-island airline could soon launch at the end of the year, bringing new competition to the sky. KUAM's Tomas Manglona gives you now an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Micronesia Air Connection Services.
CNMI is in need of a service, a reliable service that is not going to shut down every now and again because they feel like it. So we're operating setting up a commuter operation. It's going to take a little bit of time, and we purely ask people to be patient with our setup.
John and Paula Stewart hope to launch Micronesian Air Connection Services in December. Their roots in the NMI reach back to the start of their skydiving company in 1995. Since 2013, they've been running Micronesian Air Cargo Services, filling a critical gap in cargo, mail, military work, and emergency response.
In our endeavours to make this work for us and the community, we're requesting a QC qualifying certificate, so that'll help us along the way, and hopefully we'll be able to bring things together in a short amount of time than we think. But just be patient, because we will bring that service to the CNMI and to Guam if we're successful with our bid for the QC.
A public hearing about their application is scheduled for November 6 at 5 p.m. at Marianas High School. They plan to launch inter-island routes with 2 planes, a 9-seater and a 7-seater. And the question perhaps on everyone's minds, how much will a ticket cost?
We don't know the full rates of what we can do just yet. We're waiting on some of the landing fees and so forth, so we can make more or less an educated estimate of where we will be in the very near future. But we will be competitive, put it that way.
They're also trying to establish their Guam operations.
We need facilities in Guam to make this happen. We have a bid in for a hangar at the moment, and hopefully we're successful in that. Honestly, I just want to provide a service. I don't want anyone to shut down. Having a competitive edge is always good. It's good for the community. It's not so good for the operators, but it's going to keep us honest.
Tomas Manglona, KUAM News, Saipan.
Also tonight, Danielle Apelato is a mother, a full-time student, a makeup maven, and a confectioner. And now the woman known as Danny, a truly talented woman, is hoping to add greatest baker to that list of accomplishments, and she needs our help. Joe Nugent-Charfers has more on the contest she's in and how your votes can help Danny win $20,000 and a magazine spread.
If you're familiar with the popular TV show Cake Boss, then chances are you know who Buddy Valastro is. The notable pastry chef is once again asking, who is the greatest baker in an online competition? And one of Guam's talented confectioners is hoping to be the answer to that very question. Danielle Marie Apelato, known as Danny to many, says one of her friends sent her a link to sign up.
I was like, I don't know, like there's so many people that can apply for it. Why should I, sign up? But I was like, you know what, what can you lose, right? So then I just said, okay, let me just try.
Weeks later, Apelato received an email confirming her selection.
It's not like for me to be a part of a baking show, because everyone's thinking like, oh my God, are you going to be in like Cake Boss? But no, I don't think I could ever do that. I have so much anxiety. So it's going to be more of like a public voting thing. And then it's going to be like a weekly basis where they're going to narrow it down from like, I don't know if there's like hundreds of us to maybe like top 20, top 10, top 5.
Her profile is posted on the website, along with some of her sweet work and a little about her. At the top of her profile, it reads, "My 8-year-old daughter thinks I'm the best, so I have to prove that I have what it takes to be the greatest baker from a little island called Guam." It's here where the public can vote for her.
People's Choice, the prize is $20,000, a meet and greet with Buddy Velastro, and then a 2-page spread on Bake From Scratch magazine.
And Apolado is up for the challenge. After all, this woman is not only a good baker, she's a full-time student at the Guam Community College, a mother, and an incredible makeup artist.
I've seen work on TikTok and YouTube and all these great artists and bakers, and their work is super flawless, And I mean, of course, I'm not gonna say that mine's not good because I can do good work, but to be selected from a tiny island, you know what I mean? It's a pretty good feeling.
Apolado is beyond grateful for all the support.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. I have a lot of people that support me, whether it's makeup, school, work, baking. So, without you guys, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't have the confidence to, do what I do every day.
Voting opens October 28th at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So let's get her to the top. Visit KUAM.com for the link, and you can vote once a day. Good luck, Danny. Jonagan Charfris, KUAM News.
All right, now here's a look at your world at home, and where are we going today? We take you all the way down to beautiful Santa Rita Sumay for a look at this gorgeous mountainscape.
I know what it takes to be a non-voting delegate in the U.S. Congress. I know that it requires intelligence, ideas, and how to take advantage, not just of relationships, but of situations and conditions. In Washington, D.C., it isn't who you know, it is how you are known. Ginger Cruz is already known in Washington, D.C. from her previous service in the executive branch, in housing and the Department of Defense. She is known to be persuasive and clear-thinking. With her, we have a candidate who has plans. Someone who knows how to navigate the Pentagon, not just Nimitz Hill. You know these two candidates. Who do you think can be a people-focused leader who will protect your interests? Forceful leadership is needed in these times, and this is the time for Ginger Cruz.
I'm Ginger Cruz. I approve this message, and I humbly ask for your vote.
Need a place that has everything you're looking for without the extra stops? Kmart is the ultimate destination for saving time and money with unbeatable deals, all in one place. From groceries to personal and home essentials to the latest trends, everything you need is right here. For yourself, your family, your home. Find it all at Kmart, your destination for deals, where convenience, variety, and value come together. Make Kmart your one-stop shop today. Follow us on our social media and check out our website for weekly deals. Kmart, your destination for deals.
Guam is an amazing place, but times have changed, eroding our values of respect and compassion, leading us to tear each other down. It's time to restore what we need the most, hope. Hope keeps us alive. It keeps us from giving up and leaving our island. Hope helps restore our faith in one another. Shelley Calvo brings the type of hopeful leadership that understands that as we build a brand new hospital, it's equally important to build each other up. Shelley understands that strengthening our economy is only as good as strengthening the ties that bind our community. Shelley will ensure that we live on an island where success is measured by the number of lives we improve. Shelley Calvo will introduce strong legislation and bring us great leadership, but more importantly, Shelley brings hope. On November 5th, please vote Shelley Calvo for Senator, number 3 Republican. Hope has arrived.
This is Shelley Calvo, and I approve this message.
Who do you really know? You know me, Guam has always been my home. Some of you I went to school with, others I went to church with, and with my fellow veterans, there's always a story I share with. I pay my taxes here, have always voted here, and my kids were born here. You know me, and you have trusted me to serve you. This is an honor, which is why I have always prioritized you. I humbly ask for your support in continuing to serve you in Congress. Let's not reverse the progress that has started. Thank you.
Paid for by James Moylan for Congress.
Hey, Devontae.
Let me get a cantina chicken burrito and a bowl with that seasoned, slow-roasted chicken I like, please.
You have a golf course in your house?
I got a Taco Bell in my house, bro.
Where did it go? Where did it go?
Oh, there it is. Cheaters don't get chicken. Huh? Cheaters get no chicken.
I won't give him any.
Half a day. My name is Anthony Chargloff, Mayor of Inalahan. I'm reaching out to all my family and friends to please come out and vote. Help support Tony Ada for Senator. Tony Ada has helped Inalahan. He was a board member of the Menengu Memorial Foundation, and he, along with the other board members, approved and helped build the Inalahan Memorial, in which Inalahan people are always going to be forever grateful. While Tony was in office, he had passed notable bills. Please come out and support Tony Ada for Senator.
I'm Tony Ada, and I approve this message.
From the #1 station, this is a story about love.
I was kind of born and raised in the restaurant business, and she was kind of too, because we were always hanging out, and I really didn't want to do it, so I would do anything and everything when I turned 18 not to be in the restaurant business. Eventually, somehow, I got trapped, and best decision I ever made.
My passion has always been cooking. I'd always end up in my friend's kitchen with their mom or the grandma and kind of look what they're doing and can I help? When we first started the food truck, we didn't know if it was gonna work. Literally every day, both of us were on our phones, texting every single friend we had.
Finally, I was like, man, we need to get other people to come to our hot dogs. And so we started a lot of social media, and that gave us a little bit more of a following. Mainly, I feel like the trust between the two of us had to be there. It was super solid. So it's kind of like, okay, we're gonna do this, and we kind of did it.
The Guam Top Chef's Table is happening on November 6th. Make sure to go check it out because 10 amazing servings, 10-course tasting menu await you. This is some of the island's top chefs. You have to get tickets, so make sure to get them today. University of Guam Theater is presenting the Prom and Inclusive play, a very, very talented crew over there in Manila, and they have been working very hard to bring you this amazing bit of theatrical performance. The performing arts, alive and well on Guam, payment in cash only, so make sure to get your tickets for that. And American Memorial Park is presenting Christmas Card Making with Jill Aronofsky. Make sure to check it out. That is happening up in the CNMI. All right, News Bites, that's what's up. My favorite part of the show, hands out, they're obviously the birthday club. Here are tonight's celebrants.
Happy birthday going out to Kyla and Jesus, and from your family, they wish you a happy birthday number 14, and they say, we love you, Kaya. And a belated birthday going out to Candy Mariano, celebrating birthday number 61. Candy, thank you for all that you do for me. I hope you have a great day with all the love in the world. Angel.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe out there. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Half a day and welcome to our special presentation.